We looking cute. Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Makeup by Torrence, and if you're a returning subscriber, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers, and I'm doing a giveaway once we get there. We're already past the 65 mark, so we don't have far to go. But as you can see, according to the title, today we are going to be doing a mini declutter. I also wanted to let you know that right now I am wearing the makeup in my new updated foundation routine. If you all would like to see a video for this, just go ahead and leave a comment down below letting me know that you would like to see this routine, and I'll make sure I get it posted as soon as possible. All of these items here are items that I love and am keeping on my face. The items here, gotta go. Before we get started, I just want to say, one, every item here is either something I absolutely love or at least liked, but with the size of my collection, things just have to go. Whether they're expired, whether I'm going to use something else, it's gotten to a point where I have far too much for just myself. And I don't mean by the number of pieces, I mean I no longer have the space to store all of these things. I'm someone who has and keeps a very large makeup collection. And as someone who used to freelance and now has YouTube, I need that much. I need it for reference. I need it to keep consistent content coming out without using the exact same items. But enough talk about all of that, because we decluttering, we blabbering. About to show you what we're getting rid of. First thing first, P. Louise base. Now, I want you to know, I absolutely love the P. Louise base, and I actually even used it today on my eyes. The problem is, this shade is too dark. This is shade 3, and I bought this first because it's closest to my skin tone. And although I like this underneath the brow, it was not nearly dark enough to use on the lids, and I didn't like to go back and forth. So I just have the shade Rumor 0, which I use for myself, but someone that I know with a darker complexion would truly love and appreciate this. So instead of letting them buy it, I'll just go ahead and give this away because I know I'm never going to use it. Another 2 things I'm going to be getting rid of is these 2 blue mascaras. I have never come a point in time where I needed one. I've always used blue eyeshadow, blue eyeliner, maybe even a blue highlighter. But it never came a point in time where I could use these and was like, you know what? That completed the look. The first one here, as you can see, we know how old this is. If this is the Nikki Tutorials and Too Faced collab, the Power Makeup, I'm not even gonna open this because I'm scared of what that may even smell like as long as it's been. But I even wrote a little in on it when I got it to make sure I did not throw this away with my other mini samples to remind me this was the Too Faced one, but I didn't start my YouTube in time, so didn't get a chance to show Nikki I love her, but I had it, honey. I bought it, but she gotta go. She's no good. Same thing with the Maybelline New York, the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara from Makeup Shayla. Same thing. Never got the chance to use it. Nice mascara formula, but in a blue shade, I didn't need it, but I just wanted to support my girl Shayla, but they gotta go. Sorry, ladies. The next thing we're gonna be getting rid of is expired concealers. And all of these concealers have the same thing in common, which is why they went expired. They're skin toned. When I first got into makeup, I didn't realize that you would need an entire tube of concealer and a backup if it's your exact skin tone, because that's what you could use foundation for. But because I have very bad acne, I wanted to make sure that my spot conceal game was on point. Didn't realize I would need it. And so that's where this first one comes in, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. As you can see, I tried to use it, but when you only need something like this, a concealer your skin tone to just either spot conceal on a no makeup day or to clean up your brows, it tends to run out. And I'm quite sure this is expired because I know for a fact this is at least 2 years old. Same thing with the Bare Skin Concealer by Bare Minerals. This was their first liquid concealer, and I absolutely love the brand. So when they first dropped it, I bought one and a backup, but it was the same thing. On no makeup days, I might have used it to spot conceal, use it to clean up my brows on a glam day, but went through a whole one. They had a buy one, get one free sale. Never got a chance to even open this one, and it's gone. Same thing here with their the Bare Minerals Correcting Concealer in Tan 2. It's such a skin tone shade that it was only used for spot concealing. I have hit pan on it, tried to use it up, put it in the back of a drawer, forgot I had it. Now she's gone, expired. And with this one, ABH doesn't even make these anymore. They're potted concealers, shade 5, another one. Skin tone shade, there's no way to go through such a pigmented shade just cleaning up your brows. It was bound to go bad. And the same thing with these, the Fiona Styles. I have the Full Cover Perfect Finish Concealer in the shade 8. Skin tone shade. They haven't carried this brand in Ulta in a while, but they still had it on QVC for a while. And the same thing with this concealer, the pen style one. It was a skin tone one. Used it under the eye a few times, but never got a chance to use it up, and I'm quite sure this is bad. So all of these skin tone concealers are gone because I now know I need one lighter than my skin tone to highlight. Oh, so that appears to be all of the expired items. The rest of these items are items that I just will not use, so I'm going to pass them along to family and friends because there's no point of them sitting in my collection if I know for a fact it is not my skin tone. And the first one is going to be, since we were just on Fiona Styles, is her Invisible Finish Loose Setting Powder. This powder is far too dark for me. I bought it in several colors because it was on sale, not knowing which color I would want. And 910 is just too dark. And I have family and friends that could truly use this color. As you can see that there's nothing I can do with that. So I can pass that along to someone who can actually get some use out of it. And the same thing goes with these 3 loose powders. These are the Black Opal Soft Velvet Finishing Powder. Now I have this in shade 400 Medium and 600 Dark and 700 Deep. All 3 of these are far too dark for my complexion. I have one more shade, which is my shade. I'll keep that one. I have plenty of family and friends that can use these, but there's no point of 3 entire jars of powder sitting on my shelf that I'm never going to use and someone else can. I only have one eyeliner here, and this one is from Bare Minerals. It is the Lasting Line eyeliner in the shade Forever Brandy. This was a limited edition color or a discontinued color. I've checked online, made sure every color I have in my collection here I'm going to keep are permanent. With this being a wine color they no longer carry, I won't be able to use it with you all, so I can give this to a family member so they can have it. No point of keeping it. But this, the Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. I absolutely love the brand Clinique, and I love the shade Black Honey. Their blush and Black Honey Pop is one of my absolute favorites. But with this being what they call an almost lipstick, I find it to be an extremely tinted lip balm. And this shade is way too dark for me to want a tinted lip balm. If it may have been a regular lipstick where it had been fully opaque, I would have taken it. But something this pigmented and that wipes off this sheer and easily, it's nothing that I would want to use. And because I've actually did use this before, I want to show you what this color looks like here. And at first it starts off nice and sheer there, but on the lips you can truly keep going and build and build and build and build, and it'll get darker and darker, as you can see there. And it'll just keep going and it'll keep get darker and darker. But like I said, it wipes off very easily because it's just a tinted balm, and there's nothing I can do with that color. And because I've actually used this and this is a liquid product, I'm gonna get rid of this as well. 3 eye primers that I'm gonna be giving away before I show you which eyeshadows I'm gonna get rid of are, first, the NYX Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This was one that they sent out, but when they sent it, I noticed that it was in the universal shade, but before I could actually get to it, they came out with them in several different skin tone shades, and I know for sure I would feel much better with a skin tone shade than I would this universal one. I just didn't like the color of it, so I bought that one. I have that one. This one can go. Never used that, so someone can get that. Never used this here, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I've had one of these before. I bought it on the buy one, get one. Used it up. Really wish it would have had a little more pigmentation to it for it to be a white concealer. I mean, a white base, since it doesn't have as much as the P. Louise. She's Gotta Go still has the seal on it, so someone can enjoy that. And this is the NYX eyeshadow base, although I prefer the glitter primer one for my actual lids. So this one has to go, and it suffers from the same thing as the other NYX one. It has a white base, but to me, the opacity isn't there and it isn't strong enough for me and my personal preferences. So someone can get this one as well. Now we are on to eyeshadows. And since I've already brought up the brand Bare Minerals, we can keep it going with them. I will be getting rid of this, the Genude Floral Utopia eyeshadow palette. No ma'am. No ma'am. I love the Bare Minerals eyeshadow formula, and I've even shown you all the palette that I depotted, which was in my Sentimental palettes. This here though, I'm guessing because it's purples, and purples are a rather difficult color to formulate. They do neutrals wonderful, and I've had beautiful purples from them before, but this one here, the pigmentation wasn't quite there. The shimmers were lackluster. I believe if you're someone who wants a softer look, this will be okay for you. But for me, my taste and my skill level, there's absolutely nothing I'm going to do with this. I've used it once and I have no intentions on using it again. I have several family members that are looking for some eyeshadow palettes. I'd rather give them this for free than to even sell it to someone. The next two that we're going to get rid of are going to be my first rainbow palette and its sister palette, which is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette and the Rio edition. I bought this palette first simply because it was my first rainbow palette. It was in Ulta, it was affordable, had a discount coupon code, so everything just lined up on why I should get it. And when you look at this color layout, it's absolutely stunning. So you can understand why someone would like this palette. But what I've come to realize is with time and with improving my technique, these colors are just not quite as pigmented as I want them to be. And from day one, I was truly more impressed with the mattes than I was the shimmer shades. But once I got a hold of the Color Rain Vivid Pigment palette, never picked this back up again. And I truly only bought this one because one, it has black packaging. Black is my favorite color. It was the sister palette and I'm a completionist, but this is an all shimmer palette, and truly, if you have the shimmers from that first one, you don't need the ones from this palette. It's just completely unnecessary. So they've been sitting here. They were good when I first got them, but I haven't used them since, so why let them sit on my shelf when I have family and friends who will love and use these? Speaking on rainbow palettes, gonna come back to this one here. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit palette, another rainbow palette, but once again, the pigmentation and the blendability just isn't there. And when you have something like the Color Rain or even the Viseart one that I have, you're gonna skip over this each and every time. But for a beginner palette, for a drugstore palette, the quality of this is absolutely beautiful, but it's just not good enough for me, and I'd rather give it away than let it sit on the shelf. Another palette from NYX is going to be this one. And I think out of all of the palettes that I am decluttering today, I think this may be my absolute favorite one out of them all. I didn't find anything wrong with this palette. The only problem that I have on why I'm getting rid of it is, for one, I find this palette to be somewhat of a subculture dupe by ABH. And with that palette being full-time and available to be purchased now today, and this one not being because it was limited edition, I'd rather just use that palette knowing you all can follow that routine and just give someone this one, because I used it a few times when I first got it just to get into the drugstore brand, but after realizing the similarities, I've always jumped to the subculture instead. And I know someone who would really enjoy this palette and probably would not want to purchase the subculture because she just doesn't think that any eyeshadow palette is worth more than $30. But knowing she'll actually get good use out of this, I'll just pass this on to her. And I truly bought this just to support Alex Faction, just because he's extremely talented, extremely adorable. So when I saw him for the promo pics for this, figured why not. But we won't need it here anymore. The next one we're gonna declutter is this one here. Custom Z palette filled with the Makeup Forever Artist shadows. They used to make these 9-pan palettes that went on clearance and were discontinued at Sephora. And I believe the #1 reason why was because the quality of these are not the same as the quality of their individual shadows. Those individual ones are a much superior formula, a much superior formula. And so when I depotted all of these, I depotted every single one of them because I bought them all. I kept a few of the shades that were my favorites. The rest I put in this palette here and realized instead of using these, I ended up repurchasing in full size the ones I wanted. And these just sit here. They were in my freelance kit for a while because they are good shadows. They're just not as good as the other ones. And I had these where it was like, if I lost it, my feelings wouldn't have been hurt. But I know someone who would truly, absolutely adore this. The fact that you have your row of neutrals, your row of colorful shades, I rearranged it for them. They'll get some wonderful use out of those. And we also have 2 highlighter palettes. We first have the Essence Never Give Up Your Daydream eyeshadow palette. And they call it an eyeshadow palette, and that's what I would have semi-used it for. But the main reason I bought this is because I was looking for a dupe, let me turn it this way, for a dupe for the KVD Vegan Beauty Alchemist palette. I have it. I absolutely worship and adore it because the quality is amazing. But I've been trying to find dupes for that palette, and I looked in the drugstore, tried this palette, and although she looks fabulous there, no ma'am. The colors show up, but the pigmentation level that you see here or that you will see in the swatch is not what translates to the eye. And I've tried so many times because I'm like, the color variety is there, the pan size is there, the pigmentation isn't, so she's got to go. And it's the same thing with this one here, the BH Cosmetics Black Light Highlight 6 color palette. Everyone tried to swear that this was just the ultimate dupe for that, and I'm here to let you know, she's not. No, she's not. I find this one to be a little more, I would say just maybe a pinch more pigmented than the Essence one, but this is so powdery, if you even just rub your finger in it and do a swatch on your hand, you're gonna have chunks falling off. So I was like, no. I don't know where this highlighter formula came from because I have the BH Cosmetics It's My Ray Ray palette. Fabulous. Those eyeshadows are fabulous. So I don't know where they got that one from, but no, she got to go. And although I absolutely love BH Cosmetics, I'm looking here now and realizing the last 2 palettes are from them as well, but I can't help it, honey. I love y'all. Y'all got some good stuff, but I started off with y'all, so y'all get some of the older things, and they got to go. This next one is called Ultimate Matte 42 Color Shadow Palette. And I got this one because I depotted this and rearranged the colors here. I had to peel this piece out. I popped each individual piece out and glued them back. And if you notice, this one here isn't even sitting all the way in the pan there. Like, let me see if I can get it for you. Because I could not get that to sit back in there. And I want to be extra careful with this because it accidentally fell back out. I thought I had it glued in here solid. Let me see if I can get it there for you. Ooh, we don't want to be, okay, yeah. See, look, I peeled this whole thing out. It made sure I rearranged those colors the way I like so that I can get more use out of this palette. And in the beginning, that is exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was getting more use out of it. I was loving it, but I started to notice as I tried out other formulas, this one just did not do it for me. She's nice for beginner levels, but once you try other formulas like Juvia's Place Color Pop, she just didn't do it for me anymore. And it was the same thing with this one. This was the very first palette I added to my freelance kit. It was the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Neutral Shadow Palette. And the reason I bought that first one there was to be a supplemental palette to this one here. And like it says, Ultimate Neutrals, because that's what it gave us. A row of warm tone red mattes, a row of yellow and orange tone mattes, and a row of cool tone mattes. The only thing this did not have for me was some more yellow shades and a black, but this other palette had it. And then it had 3 row of shimmers here. And to me, I ended up turning this one in because I realized I didn't need this many shades to achieve the look I wanted to do. I always noticed I was going after the same colors every single time and ended up replacing this with the Huda Beauty Warm Brows palette in my freelance kit and realized with just those 8 mattes and that one shimmer, I was achieving the same look that I always wanted to do with this. So to have to hoard this big thing around in my kit and to never use it, it just didn't make sense when an Obsessions palette, which was very small, could fit in my kit as well. But all of these items here, like I said, are good items, but I truly believe they are more beginner friendly, and that's just not my techniques or my level anymore. So these are all going to my sister. She's gonna absolutely love these. I also have a cousin who can use some of these items as well, especially some of those powders, because they are far too dark for anyone in my immediate family. But there's just no point of holding on to things. We all have makeup that we like to hold on for sentimental values, but because none of these had a sentimental value or were being used in rotation, there's just no point of holding on to it. I'd rather give it to someone else, let them get joy out of it, and not have that clutter in my life and in my space. I hope you all truly enjoyed this video. If you want to see more declutters, go ahead and let me know. I can't promise I'm going to be doing any big, large declutters like you see online where they're savage and getting rid of, 75–80% of their collection. That just ain't me. And I purchase things that I like and love, so everything in my collection are things that I want to keep. Every now and then you can go through and realize, wait, I haven't used this brush in a while. I haven't used those eyeshadows by that brand. If you don't have a need to do so, there's never any reason to. I hope you all truly enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel before you leave. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you have any of these items that I'm getting rid of. I'm gonna make sure I give you all the video for this updated foundation routine. It will be coming soon because this is my new normal now. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of lashes before, but I've started wearing them more often. But I hope you all continue to practice, stay blessed, and if nothing else, goodbye, YouTube.